All right, this is episode 3 on the Who Is Podcast Network. You're watching the WHOISROAM podcast, and I'm with my guys, Tawan and Wayne. Say what's up, my niggas.
Yo, what's good, y'all?
Yo, it's Wayne.
You. But yeah, man, just got done doing my first interview. I'm kind of like happy. It was super cool, dope content, dope artists. On top of that, like things didn't go perfect. The audio in the interview wasn't recorded from the microphones, but it was recorded from the camera. Because, like, on the interviews, we're going to be doing visuals and audio. So, luckily, the interview's still intact, and we were able to save it. So, you know, just want to start off by saying that. Almost took a L, but we're all right.
I think it was super solid interview either way. It was dope content.
I was about to say, you guys are in, like, the backdrop of the interview. You know, I have Tawan helping me with the audio, and I had Wayne on the camera. He was my grapher. So... How was it from your perspective?
I mean, outside looking in, I mean, yeah, it was super solid. I mean,
right.
Especially for the first interview, like, I mean, almost everything went pretty perfect. Like, if other than those few little mistakes, I think it was super solid energy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it felt like that.
It felt
so. It's like hearing you say that. It's like, okay, I need to start trusting like that gut feeling.
Yeah, and honestly, like, it did seem like something we could do. Like. It did seem like something.
Seeing me do it didn't seem more like, yo.
Like
this
it was definitely pretty
do.
professional as far as like everything goes, except for those like 2 fatal flaws of not having the audio. Running.
Yeah. But see, I want to shout out my boy Varley because you know, being here and having to tell an interviewer to their face like, wow, the audio wasn't recorded. I felt like he took it well. He was very like he really is a positive guy. So shout out to him because like he was down to redo the interview shit.
He had good energy.
But luckily, I still have the audio from it. So, like, just to give you guys a heads up for our hardcore tuning in people, the first interview, whenever I put it out, it's basically going to have the audio from the camera. It's going to be solid. I'm going to try to edit it so it's, like, still crisp and, like, have some noise reduction. But moving forward, we've added a checklist. We're going to be thorough as fuck. The battery's still on our backs. And we're going to do this shit right. But yeah, man, I'm glad to have shared that with y'all. That was super dope because I feel like literally that was like a visual representation of like we can do something and plus like we can't do it alone. So it's like I felt like everyone felt needed in the room. At least that's how I felt. I felt like I had a purpose. You had a purpose. Wayne had a purpose. I fucked with that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I like being behind the camera. So
yeah, bro, I could tell. Like, and chill. Isn't it cool with the cam? Like, you can tap to like with the focus. You was fucking with that feature.
Yeah, so pretty much like every time you would talk, I would make sure I focused.
Yes, bro.
And yeah, there was like a few times where the lighting got a little like shaky, but like it was still super crisp. Like at one point, it was too much lighting, so that's why I was like, hey, come in a little closer, so you have more contrast.
I like that shit. Yeah, that's how
you were a little bright, but it's all good.
Word up. So I feel like our last podcast was like 10 days ago. So what's new? Let's catch people up to speed with us. We're still alive.
Yeah, shit, bro. Started a new job. That shit kind of a warehouse is gonna be a warehouse, bro. But you kind of got to do what you got to do. And then my real estate shit kind of kicked up crazy, bro. Like I'm helping a couple people, and it's like niggas is trying to go out every fucking day, and it's like, yo,
let's go, bro.
But it feels good though. Like, it'd be tired at the end of the day.
Nah, facts.
But, you know what I'm saying? It feels good. It's like, yo, we did that shit. I got a couple offers out right now.
It's a cool beanie you got.
Oh, beanie?
Yeah, they can't see it, but he has on a black beanie with like a white sun on it. It looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
Sun as in the thing in the sky, not your child.
Yeah,
but nah, continue.
Yeah, got a couple offers out. One is rehab on a house, so it's an auction. The auction is gonna be over tomorrow. Yeah. There's nobody has outbid us so far, so hopefully it goes well. You know what I'm saying? Be my first little real estate thing that I successfully got through.
That's phenomenal, bro. I'm like honestly happy to hear you because like we've been following your real estate journey throughout the podcast, and like this is growth. I'm happy.
Yeah,
for
that's
you for
definitely
real.
What's up. I mean, if you officially have something that's like you're the guy who's selling it, like that's what's up. That's what's up. That's honestly like big missions because only from there you're only gonna go up. Like
literally.
You're gonna have the knowledge of that specific kind of sale, so you can either look for that in the future or you could just work off of that relationship as in like, hey, I sold this for you, so if you have anybody
that's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about like because like I feel like buying a house isn't like something someone's doing like every day, so like they'll really remember you, like you're the guy who sold me this facility or house or whatever, and that leaves an imprint in their mind. So like anybody that speaks about wanting to buy, rent, or anything real estate, Tawan might be the man. Like you're all, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I like that for you. I'm really happy for you, bro.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Do
what
you
got going on, Wayne? Or what you
I was about to say before I got some questions for Wayne, but I was gonna say what was it again? Like you said, it was a facility or like what?
So it is a house.
It's a big
but
house?
it's a beat up house. So
okay.
People sell their beat up houses and
To
then people
flip.
come in and rehab it and, you know what I'm saying, get it looking nice. But usually when people like default on their mortgage or whatever, you know what I'm saying, the bank's like, give me that. They got to get out.
That's hard,
or, you know
bro.
what I'm saying, foreclosures and shit like that. So usually the bank doesn't want to get like an agent and do all this other stuff. So they'll just put it on the auction and then let the auction do everything really, so they don't have to do all the extra shit. They just want to get their money back.
That's so fire, bro. I hope everything goes good. But I got some questions for Wayne.
What's
I was
going
gonna
on, my
say
brother?
you, sir. But I say, how's the go-kart shit going? Because I'm about to say, like, I'm not gonna
go-kart.
lie, like, I've been watching the progression of that too. You know, you kind of was like dabbling your toe in it because you're unsure if like this was like worth your time. But I could see like you gave it some more. Like you're just like, fuck it, let me see what it's about, and you're actually like fucking with it. So it's like, I feel like a lot of people may be like at that point where it's like, do I want to be a freelancer and do DoorDash and
have a
go-karts?
whole bunch
like,
of hustles?
So like, tell them like, how is that experience? Like, is it profitable? Like, let
Well,
them know
it's
the reals.
definitely proper. It's definitely profitable.
Okay.
And let me just clarify exactly what you're talking about here. He's talking about Instacart and DoorDash and just those app hustles. And honestly, so I probably started doing it towards the end of the year. Obviously last year. And with that being so I started at the end of the year and I was moving pretty slow. They kind of got me with the promotions because like DoorDash, for example, when I first started, it was like complete 20 orders and you get an additional $200. So I was like, okay, let me complete five deliveries. 5 deliveries, I made $100, or no, not $100, probably like $80 off 5 deliveries. So I'm like, okay, if I'm making $80 off 5 deliveries, when I do the 20, that's $160. That's
that shit adds up,
$340,
for
whatever
real.
the hell, or $320, whatever the hell it is, plus the $200. So in 20 deliveries, I made $500. I was like, okay,
Nice.
there's some money to be made here
Yeah.
because that's that probably in 20 deliveries that probably took me 6 hours and I made $500.
That's a come up for real. Hell yeah.
And then I kind of started promotion hunting with that. So like the apps that were offering promotions, like right now I'm like 2 orders away from completing, which is another
Smart
reason why I want to go out
genius,
there.
yeah.
On Instacart, it was 30 orders,
That's
but
a whole
from
hustle.
the referral, right?
Mhm.
So someone referred me, and the person on the referral gets $375. But when I complete 30 orders, I get an additional $750 on top of what I've already made.
So it's a win-win. So
So it's a win-win. Within these
that's
15
amazing.
orders, it's probably about an average of like $22 an hour.
Yeah.
But mind you, I do what I want. Like I do 5-6 orders in a day, and that's $180. I'm chilling. Like I have play money. The money's instant. I don't have to wait a week or 2 or whenever. Like it's an instant. It costs 25 cents to transfer the money you made. And boom, like yesterday with the snow, it was extremely busy. Like there was probably, and Instacart is like something where you can just look at it and like it offers, what it shows you everything that's available, all the different batches that you can take.
Oh wow!
And you can pretty much just snipe them out of there. Like one batch will be
that's
like
super cool. I didn't know.
$25.
So you can actually see what you're about to do instead of like it's
Exactly.
just what they give you. So you
Exactly.
can control kind of like I'm only going to do the
100%.
ones that's worth my time.
So for example, like yesterday,
wow, I didn't know
there was
that.
one for $25 and it was 3 items for 2 miles. They tipped $20
And
because
like
it was snow outside. They didn't want to go, so I sniped that out of there. It took me maybe 4 minutes in the store. Probably realistically like 5 minutes in the store.
Yeah, you got it.
Because like going from end to end of the store to get those 2 different items, 3 different items. But then I dropped that off and I have $25 instantly in my account. But another side hustle that I've been doing was the thrifting.
Yeah, like you mentioned that earlier.
You
That
go.
was amazing.
I went thrifting. about a week ago, and I bought probably $120 worth of stuff, and not in my size, like just like vintage
cool
gear and stuff like that,
like
just exclusive things. Like I found a vintage leather Guess jacket, Levi jacket, North Face jacket, just a bunch of different jerseys. I sold probably $80 more than I spent already, and I have on I think it's called Merkai or something like that. And I have about another $1,000 in listings off of that $120. So I've already made $80 profit from what I had, and from there I have another items just waiting to be sold, and it's super easy process. You just drop the items off at the post office, and the shit's out of your hands. Like the money go just like Instacart. The money goes to your Merkai account, and 25 cents you can transfer it out. So like pretty much yesterday was like $1,000 day for me, because I sold a few things on Merkai, Instacart, and I have a gambling addiction, so I came up on my casinos. So
this is going good.
Yeah, it's definitely a solid week. Definitely a solid week. Can't complain at all.
Word up, man. I'm glad to hear that. For me, I what did I do from the last podcast? I've just regular shit. Like I had a studio session with my boy Mixed by Ray. Shout out Ray. He's in where's that? Like the coast of New Jersey, kind of like Tom's River area. Cool people. It's always a cool vibe out there. Every time I go there, he always has like cool other creatives that happen to swing by, and like they end up hearing my music and fuck with me, and like I network and whatever. So like it's cool. Last time I went there, this dude had a vintage like Nikon camera type thing, film camera, and it was like one of those old school traditional ones where it's like you look inside of like a box type thing, and like you see the image and you reel the thing up and you set the like some real legitimate shit, and it was so dope, bro.
See, like that's the thing, like, so you know how I mentioned like when I was thrifting I only really had clothes, so I only really bought clothes, like vintage clothes. But I went back after when I posted the stuff on the app, like within like an hour and a half I sold like 3 items. I was this is definitely where the money's at. So I'm like, okay, let me start going and getting inventory, just like what you're talking about. So what I'm gonna do after we're done podcasting is I'm gonna go to the second half thrift stop and Goodwill. I'm probably gonna spend $120 just like I did before. That's a good starting point, get another potential $1,000 to $2,000 in inventory, like listings. Like I'm gonna list it, and that's what my net profit is gonna be after everything. And like literally, if I sell 5 items a day at $20 an average an item, that's $100 a day residual, and I could probably make 2 deliveries to the post office every week. So that's like an additional like $1,000, $1,400 every 2 weeks, just off like essentially passive income. I mean, the fun part is going shopping and finding those items, get out the house, like hunting, and it's like, oh cool, I just found a Michael Jordan jersey for $25 vintage hardwood classic. I sold it on Merkai for $80. That's I don't know, freaking $45, $55 profit right there.
That's amazing.
And it was like, it's fun shopping, who doesn't like shopping?
It sounds like you're enjoying it, and you have like the hustle, like the hustle fits your speed of like how you want to hustle. So it's like, I fuck with that.
Exactly. And if you make $100 a day, that's, I think, $100 a day off. Yeah, that's like $40K just passive income.
Yeah, bro, literally that's like what regular jobs are. So you're definitely up to speed. I fuck with that. It's funny because the only other person that comes to mind when I think of a hustle like that is this Jewish kid that I knew. That's why I gave you the idea earlier of like with your listings having on multiple shit, because that's what he does. Like he thrifts. He goes to yard sales and all that stuff, and he buys like cosmetic jewelry, looks through it for real jewelry, and sells the gold value. Like, you know what I'm saying? He spends like $60 on a box of cosmetic jewelry, looks through it, finds like 2 rings, sells it, makes like $500.
No, that does sound fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, bro.
It does sound fun.
It's definitely a supreme hustle, like 100%.
Yeah, it's pretty lit.
It's straight profit.
The app, by the way, is called
like Yard Sale or something.
I think it's called like Yard Map or something. It's like Treasure Map or something. It's called Treasure Map. Word. It's basically when you open it up, it shows you like people who have yard sales coming up, and you can literally just keep track.
Yeah, I definitely need to get into the yard sale action.
Yeah, keep doing that shit. Because, like, honestly, hearing you doing it and doing what you're doing sounds good. And, like, you know, Jewish people are wealthy. So, like,
what I really
you're hustling like a Jew. So
really, what I want to do
going.
is have, like, 3,000 items listed. Because if I get, like, 3,000 items listed, I might fuck around and be doing, like, 10 items a day.
I was about to say, also, when you have, when you put stuff in eBay and you have the pricing, it tells you basically how much your inventory is worth. So you can, like, keep track of, like, okay,
cost
I have
of goods
$60,000 worth of items, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
you'll know. Bro, it gets like that because, like, think about it. Like, you find, like, let's say, because, like, my best find, I've gone thrifting and, you know, Nike IDs. You remember when we were probably, like, freshmen in high school, like, Kevin Durant, the fives.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how they were on the Nike ID?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I shit you not. I found, because I think at the time Nike IDs for those shoes was $250. I used to go on the website, make shoes, couldn't afford it, but used to make the shoes.
Facts.
Bro, I go to Goodwill, I literally find like a cool ass pair of Nike ID shoes. I checked the tag, they were authentic, $10.
Yes.
And they were clean.
Yes.
I was like, how did y'all get this? Like,
yes.
I don't even think somebody brought this here.
So
like,
before you came over today, like my dining room was filled with all my like inventory essentially. And there's actually a pair still over there of Burberry women's shoes. $5. Sold on eBay for used. I didn't sell them, but same shoes sold on eBay for used, $125.
Talk to him. God,
same
dang,
shoes
from $5.
$5 at Goodwill.
Oh, dude, that's amazing.
It's going right up on like once like they're not even on the page yet. I didn't even put them on the page for sale. Like there's still like 25 things that we had around the house that I want to put.
What do you use to check the price? Like, how do you get your pricings?
So that's the thing about I believe it's called Macari.
Macari, yeah, I've heard of that. So
what you do with Macari is, say you take a picture and you give your best description, right? Well, it'll do the research for you, and it'll be like, these are being sold for 25 or these are being sold for 50, so you should put it at that. Or you can be, you can risk it, put it a little higher, but it might not get sold right away.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really simple hustle, like, and it's fun because you could fuck around and go to like Walmart or Burlington Coat Factory, Marshalls. Yeah. It's called retail arbitrage. When you go and you find things that are in your area for a cheaper price and you sell them online to somebody who's in Texas or some shit like that, and they don't have Marshalls and shit like that. So it's a really simple and fun way to make money and not have to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like that's the direction the whole world's going in. People are realizing like the trade of going to a job for like 8 hours a day to make like $100 isn't worth how you could probably.
It's not fair.
It's not, bro. That the system was never meant to be fair. And I feel like more and more people are waking up realizing that, like, okay, this 8 hour trade off to make $100 basically is the majority of my day, because when I get out at whatever time, I'm tired, demotivated. Like, the setup is to make you think that 100 or whatever it is worth that time, when reality, when you, like, literally the way you just broke down, like, money and how you could really get it, bro, you can get to whatever you're probably making in 8 hours way faster with a little just prepping your step type shit. So it's like, I like that type of hustle.
Yeah,
bro.
no, that's why I definitely did the part-time at the John.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to get that extra money,
Yeah.
But
you have a good setup too. I feel like between part-time and real estate, bro, like, your network, it's like still like being crunched out, but like, bro, like, month could change your life. A good month could change your fucking life, bro.
Yes.
Like, I'm being serious. Like, you could literally go from being in like the standard category of like men to like being in the 10%, like being above six figures, because that's really how real estate can go,
Yeah, we gotta hope, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It feels like it's on like a little incline right now.
Yeah, bro. Weirdly enough, like, I was seeing like another podcast, and they were talking about like COVID and the pandemic did everything, but it literally did everything but slow down the cash flow of consumers. So literally, like, everyone has just been spending. So, like, you know how we have this thing like, oh, things are bad, like, people aren't buying houses or this. You'd be surprised, bro. People somehow are still up. Like,
bro, people are buying houses like it's nothing, bro. Like, bro, people are like, when I tell you people are buying houses like $80K above asking price, bro, because they like feel like it's gonna go, and it might, but like, yo, that's crazy, bro. These Willenboro houses is going for $300, and it's like, bro, when all this dies down, these Willingboro houses ain't gonna be worth $300 no more, and people are gonna be real sick.
I feel bad for anybody that actually buys a house at that value out here, because it's like, do you not know this area? I feel like it'd be out of town people who they get on that shit.
It's a lot of people coming from
somebody
like New York
coming
and
from
stuff.
somewhere like trying to leave the city, and they come out here thinking it's better, and it's like, yeah, $300,000 on a nice suburban house. It's like, do you know this area though? Like you're not getting that $300,000 experience, and that's why I really dislike about like the market on house, because it's like, it's more than just the actual house. It's also the environment, the location.
Mm-hmm.
That's what really the pricing comes down to. So it's shitty that Willingboro
neighbors and shit.
Yeah, it's so shitty that Willingboro is willing to charge somebody $300,000, knowing damn well like you're not about to get that experience.
Well, it's the marketplace, and also if you look at the corresponding areas around, like Morristown and Mount Laurel, you're not buying a house in Morristown for $300,000. It's gonna run you $800 for something that you wouldn't even get in Willingboro. You know what I'm saying? Like on the street that's right by my house, Hartford Road. Yeah, I saw the house for sale. It's like one of the little rancher houses that you see in Willingboro. How much do you think it was for?
Probably like out here. What town is this?
On Hartford Road.
Oh, Hartford Road. I feel like that shit probably at least $350,000.
1.4 million.
Oh my god!
For a rancher.
Just because you're literally 10 minutes difference in location now, and it's literally.
So you have to look at comparables in the area. That's why Willingboro is seeing such a high raise.
Yeah, because it's more affordable, realistically.
I honestly don't think property values will ever go down. I think they'll only go up. So, like, for example, if you really do think about it, like, okay, a house in Willingboro is $300,000, but the ones around are, for the millions. Like, I don't know. It's hard to really predict something like that, but I do see a potential in, like, houses never, like, say for example, you might not be able to sell your house for $300,000 in the first 2 years, but maybe you eventually put $10,000 into it, make it a nicer, give it a nicer living feel.
You could, break even.
100%, you're gonna break even. Maybe make that $10,000 back. Maybe make $20,000 on top of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going about the proper way to invest and do that stuff, you're gonna get it. Or if you're just looking for a house to live in, you're gonna get it. So it's just like, it's not necessarily a lose-win situation for anybody, but it's definitely expensive as hell right now.
All right. So out of like our area and stuff, where do you guys think is like the best location? Like in Burlington County, what do you necessarily think is like the best like location out here?
Like nice wise, or you think just like overall experience, just like.
Let's start with like nice financial wise, and then let's take it to like just like location experience.
Okay, so like out of the houses I've seen, the most like amazing looking houses in like the Burlington County
probably Morristown.
Area, I would say I think Morristown is Camden County. I think.
Really? I don't think so.
I think it is. Yeah.
Really? Oh wow. I thought Morristown was Burlington County, because I know like Pennsauken and Cherry Hill is Camden County.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, I was about to say, because I know Maple Shade is in Camden County.
But I would say Shamong, New Jersey.
Shamong? The fuck is that?
They have some nice houses, and it's almost like you get your own little serene area with your house. Like, it's really nice over there, bruh.
That sounds nice. Where
it's
is
really
that?
Nice. It's
Shamong?
Shit, yeah. It's not going north or south, really. It's going, like, more into New Jersey, like the middle part.
Central Jersey.
Yeah,
okay, that makes sense. Central Jersey is literally, like, where the New Jerseyans people are. Because, like, you know how every state has, like, natives? Like, Florida's, they're Floridians. It just happened they're all Floridians, though. In New Jersey, I happen to notice, like, North Jersey people give you, like, that Philly, New York vibe. South Jersey, it's, like, a little hint of that and a little country. Then, when you go to Central Jersey, that's really where it's, like, the, what's the term? The Guidos and, like, the actual, like, the cabs are here. Like, those niggas, like, that's really where they be at, bro. It's crazy.
For sure. I mean, if I was to pick an area though, like closer than like in our general area, I would go with something like Delran, because you're getting that Morristown background. You're getting that.
That's true.
The schools is a great system. You got Holy Cross over there. You got Delran, that like football team. That school is just super. Like, their camaraderie for that town is just crazy.
Yeah, you're right.
You got a lot of good stores. You're right by 295. You're right by 130. There's just a lot a lot you can do from a town like Delran, and a lot of property and house you can get. Like, when I grew up, I was like, I always wished I went to that school. Like, I always fucked with a lot of people from Delran, but yeah, I always wish I went to that school. Like,
one of my new friends, they're from Delran, so I'm like learning more about that area. And it's exactly like you said. Like, it's like you do get like the nice area vibe. It's a little cheaper because like the houses are a little older and not as like big. So it's like a win-win. It's like you save some money and you actually get to live in a nice area. So
and
it's
like the correspond, like say in 10 years the houses in Morristown go up to $2 million. Now your house, your shit is fucking 5 or 6.
Wow, you're right. So like, do you think possibly sometimes the neighboring town, the price is going up? Like, let's actually ask the real estate person. But so like the outside towns, like let's say right now we're in Mount Laurel. Let's say Mount Holly. If the prices on Mount Holly and Morristown, their houses go up, does that mean over here we go up, or could we go down?
Most likely we'll go up. What it really is people are going to see that the neighboring town is changing, and they're getting away with these price increases, right? So the people over here, they're going to be like, oh shit, well, we might as well try it too. And it's going to take
it's just about monkey see, monkey do.
It's going to take 1 or 2, 3 people to get what they asked for, and now everybody's doing it. It's like, well, you kind of have to go for this price because there is no other lower price no more.
You know that makes sense.
So you're kind of stuck in that area. So it is kind of like I'd say when other people go up, other towns go up, everybody else will tend to go up too.
Word, that's super cool. Look at us talking about real estate, man. I might fuck around and get my real estate license too. I know a couple. I'm just knowing more and more people that have it, and like you know, I definitely see your trajectory and I like it. And plus, I know like a artist who's like pretty like established, and like that's his hustle. He's a real estate person. And he takes that money, bro, and then he does his music shit. And stuff.
That's fire.
So it's like it definitely seems like it's a profitable career and stuff. So I fuck with that. I actually really like that.
Yeah, I actually saw because I know Wayne was talking about like owning some shit one day. I actually saw for like $4.5 million. I can't remember the area, but it was like 21 townhouses, and they already have people in them, and you basically just get all that rent money. I was looking at the rent, and it was just like. It was pretty decent. It was probably like $600,000 a year to your pocket, bro. Like, people's really making those type of moves and changing their lives for like, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's just smart.
So honestly, the reason like I really even kicked into hypergear with like all these different side hustles is because I do dream big, and I always took, you know, it's never be afraid to start small. I always took that for granted. Like, I never really thought about starting small, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but you really do got to start somewhere, because once you're able to start somewhere and, you know, provide for yourself, like the door is open for you to go ahead and like really figure shit out. And I don't know, I definitely want to get to the point where I can afford something like that, but you do have to start with those smaller transactions, because from the smaller transactions you'll be able to go and say I'm making profit on an item for $80. Well, after 3 months I'll have a few thousand to go and purchase something, and then from that few thousand I'm gonna turn that into 10, and then from that 10,000 I'm gonna turn that into 15, and from the 15 I'll go to 25, and just so on. Background income, like not even my main drive income, and like from there those different investments will be like able to purchase, say, my first rental property. From the first rental property I'll be able to buy 2 or 3, and then from there, and it all sounds good when you're talking about shit like that and like not really putting in the effort. But to go back on the houses in Willingboro, my grandma, she was gonna sell her house, and it originally got appraised for 180, but there was 2 houses on the street that sold for 305 and like 303, and I was like, our house is the best house on the block. It's the biggest. It has 6 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms.
Yeah, you guys do have low key the best house on that street.
It's a huge backyard, nice visuals, garage, shed, driveway. It's a great house. So what I did was I went in and I fixed it up myself, and it got reappraised for like close to 3. It was like 280. And my grandma wanted to keep that so I did all this work. I put $100,000 worth of value into this house on paper, like real life. Like, I wanted to prove to myself that I could because this is what I want to do when I get older. So I wanted to go in and figure, like, show my family that I could do this and like bring this income. Like, this money would have changed my family for real. Like, 100,000 to my family would have like calmed my grandma down. Yeah. Like, you know, especially what I'm saying? Like
with money, like, it's very important what
she goes and sells the house to my uncle, her son, for like 140 cash. Because she wants to keep the family and the house and the family. And I'm like, I just did all of this work to hopefully get like 40,000 for myself.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna be like, hey, like if I'm putting in like 100,000, I should be able to at least see some of that. And she was like, yeah, no, I completely respect that. Like, we got all new floors, hardwood floors. We took the carpet off the staircase, put like brand new carpet all upstairs, changed all the floors in the house are new. All the paint is new except for the living room. I was gonna fix the living room. I was on to the living room, and she told me that she was selling it to him cash, and I was just like, damn. Like that just was hella work down the drain, and like we're not even gonna be able to see like.
Yeah, but so maybe she has a vision.
What it could have happened,
and you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe she just wanted to keep it in the house. You know how like
Well, she just wanted to be able to help him out, and he's from He's been in North Carolina for like 15 years.
He left North Carolina to come up here?
He left here to go to North Carolina and didn't have a good experience.
Yeah, that's very rare. I've literally never met someone who's come from here and went to the South and was like, I'm trying to come back. It's literally the opposite.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's had his hardships and stuff like that.
Okay, I was about to say, stuff must have been a little bad.
Yeah, like he initially had a whole hotel out there that his wife's dad owned, but he had passed away and the wife took it. So
when does the story get bad? I'm still listening. So the dad passed away, and essentially it was gonna go to my Uncle Fran and my aunt because it was his daughter. Yeah, but the dead person's wife, who was not even her mom, took a whole hotel, which is bigger than the ones out here. So the stepmom got it?
Yeah.
No.
And drained all his money in court.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to like liquid assets and like the stuff that makes someone their network, it shouldn't ever be allowed to go to some. I mean, was she married to him?
Yeah, she was married
okay,
to
so
him.
she's family, I guess, by law.
And she ran down the hotel, too, because her brother,
it makes sense,
crackhead brothers lived in there.
Bro, hell, no disrespect to that woman, I'm sure. Well, I
don't know her,
regardless,
and she fucked over my family. So.
Regardless, there's a reason her husband was the one who was the entrepreneur doing that and not her. Because it's like, obviously, if she was capable of it, he would have gave her a hotel, too.
Right, and she would have made bread off it.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But nah, she just took all that.
I remember going there, too, as a kid, and it
Where was
the
really
hotel? Nice. Where was it?
Mm-hmm.
It was in Waynesville, funny
enough.
Shout
out Waynesville.
Waynesville, North Carolina. It was huge.
Yeah, that's a hard name. Huge. You about to start rapping. Your name's Waynesville now.
Waynesville?
But nah, continue. That's tough. Well, what is Waynesville like?
It's very rural, kind of like Jersey, but with mountains. Like bigger mountains. Jersey has mountains, but they're bigger.
Is it named after like a cool Wayne? Like what is Wayne?
I don't know. I haven't been there. I haven't been there in probably like 10 years. I think... I honestly couldn't even tell you without bullshitting.
Yeah, bullshit me a little bit, bro.
Tell
me something cool.
I think it was... No, I really don't even know. It was so long
Wayne Wonder
ago.
Wonder?
Yeah, it's named after me.
No.
But just a little insight on,
that's
a little
cool.
bit of my family. But
I like hearing shit like that because, like, I like to know that there's, like, real... people coming from normal families trying to be like entrepreneurs, businessmen, making himself up. It sucks that his hard work got passed to.
He was like the manager for like the past 10 years. Like they literally controlled it, and like unexpectedly the pop got cancer and like it took him out. And it was like his second time getting cancer, and it just took him out.
Dang, now that's speaking of cancer. Like one of my good friends, their dad recently died from cancer, and it was
rough.
Bro, super crazy because like I've met this man a few times, and like I never like saw him show illness or like frailness. Like, oh, I'm finna blow away if the wind hit me type shit. Because I remember this man has gotten us like coffee sometimes when I had some sessions there. Like he seemed very here. And, like, to just see him randomly die, like, I probably felt like it was probably a month since I last seen him. And then randomly, it's just, like, I found out he died. And it's just, like, dang, like, life is, like, really crazy sometimes. Like, it was, like, I don't know. Like, it's one of those things when someone's dying and it's, like, you see them falling apart. It's, like, you know it's coming. You literally get physical preparation for it. You're seeing this person like wither away. But like I feel like those deaths where it's like the person at least seemed solid and then it still happened, those hit the worst because like you had a little more hope. I feel like when they look a little more healthy, you
the good ones go. The good ones go, man.
Yeah, man.
It's really is unfortunate as hell, but I can attest to that story too. Like Charlie Hustle, you remember that's my godfather.
Yeah.
He's essentially was
crazy
my pop.
Sneakerhead.
Like crazy sneakerhead. 120 pairs of
Literally,
Jordans, not even Kobe's, not even LeBron. Like 120 pairs
like
of
a
Jordans.
whole used storage
every colorway he
of
had.
Like all these like Jordans. And you know what's crazy? Like when he passed, I remember the worst thing about like his like he couldn't really give away his shit because man wears size 14,
15. But I still got like 30 pairs. I'm about to put them shits up for sale. I've sold probably 30 pairs of them Jones. They
definitely
go.
Tap back in with TJ, bro.
Yeah, I've sold TJ.
Yeah, so like I'm about to say he definitely got some money to fuck with, and you know he the only size 14 shoe that comes to mind. So it's like might as well sell all them shits to him.
Yeah, but back on that on the softer, sadder note. But yeah, no, you literally. I mean, I was a lot younger and I took it a lot harder, but I definitely have a lot more of an understanding now of just appreciate life because you really are only here once, and like at least in this form and in this consciousness, you need to be aware of the fact that like you shouldn't be doing things that you don't want to do. Like if you can control it, and things that you can't, don't.
Bars, bro. Get it off.
Yeah, like just reach out to the ones that you love because you really never know. Like if you really love them, reach out to them right now. If you really love your mom, if you really love, somebody, just let them know that you care about them because at the end of the day, you never fucking know. Cancer can really just come up and just, you could be like Charlie Hustle, he was probably 310 pounds, 6'2" maybe.
Yeah. Big guy.
In a year. He was maybe 100 pounds soaking wet.
God
he literally was a stick figure.
Oh yeah, I remember the photos you did show me. He was a very like skinnier man.
His head was just super swollen because he had it in his like face. He didn't even he had like a tumor in his brain and by the end of it in his back and stuff like that. But because that shit spreads like fucking not like chicken pox, I guess would be a good term. I don't know, but it was pretty rough. Like it's definitely rough hearing. That someone you're close to.
Yeah, it was just crazy because like the dude whose father that died, it's one of my basically he was like the first person who's like kind of in the industry who like heard my music and was like, yo, I'm gonna fuck with you, come to my studio. And like he was just giving me free sessions and just helping me like find my sound and like learn how to like record better. And I feel like I give him his flowers. He's the part of the reason I feel like I could record in like any janky studio, and it's like once I hear the audio, I know how to like record into the microphone so we can get the most out of this shit.
Right.
And it's like I'm very like
shout out to that guy and R.I.P. to his pops.
For real. Here's the thing, like when his dad was a super religious person, would always like send him Bible scriptures and shit like that to like help him explain his hardships in life or whatever. And it was just crazy because like I never knew he was a religious type person, and like after his dad died and I learned that about him, it made me realize like, people can say what they want about religion, but I do feel like overall religion gives people like a general, like a genuine kindness that like there's not enough of in the world. Because like to me, from my perspective, I'm like, wow, why did this man decide to really give me an opportunity that's like in a way I know other niggas would die for? And it's like to know that like he's like a spiritual, like God-given person. It's like people like that are really like needed in the world. I feel like they're responsible for like, I like to think like he's gonna be responsible for some of the greatness I do. So like people that do those nice acts, it's like it's needed because like you don't know who you're helping and what that person will become, and it's like you're very necessary to their story. So it's like props to people like that. R.I.P. to people who have died from cancer and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I was about to ask you. I was about to ask Tawan. I was like, have you ever lost someone? But I was like, we don't have to make it like a whole we've lost people segment. But I mean, you can share something because I'm about to say he shared something.
Shit, I'm not gonna lie, I have, but I feel like the people in my family that have passed, we weren't like close. My family's very divided, so people they pass, it's like yo, they passed, and it's like everybody shows up to the funeral, but it's like nigga, we don't even talk, or it's so weird. Like it's a weird vibe. It's kind of it feels very like
genuine. It's like
it feels very ingenuine. I don't really fuck with it. Like in my family, there's only like really probably like 6 or 7 people that, you know what I'm saying, we actually like feel.
It's usually like that. I'm not gonna lie. Like the dude who died, like I didn't personally know him crazy, but like one thing I've learned from like this experience is like you feel more for someone where you actually have like an active memory. Like if you can actually sit without hearing or seeing that person, and you can like remember seeing them move or articulate. It's like it's weird to know like this person's gone now.
I definitely want to touch on the family aspect though, because my family, I mean, we all have our moments and stuff, but we're a huge, tight-knit family. And honestly, growing up, there was nothing better than that. And, like, I haven't really got to see the adult side of it yet because, you know, we're still all evolving and, you know, some of them are younger. And I'm like, the second oldest at this point now. So, yeah, like, we all have our moments and stuff like that, but there's nothing better than family. Like, I mean, friends at the end of the day and are cool, like acquaintances and stuff like that. I mean, brothers, like, you know, when you share like a decade with somebody,
no,
that's,
see, in a way
no
we've become
longer
family.
Exactly.
So in a way, it's full circle. What you're seeing is still in the truest form, correct? Because family, like you were saying, is strong.
Like family. When you really care for someone, or even just when it's blood. Like, I'm not saying, you know, you trust everybody that's blood, but like, you know, you really could you could be, you know, the connector in that aspect of, if you can look and you see a problem with something, you could address it. Like, you know, like, I mean, I don't know your family at all, but like, hey, like if you do have people out there that, you know, could potentially care about you, you know, you should try, I guess. Like
I like that,
you know, like be a bridge for people. Like, you don't want to go to a funeral and the shit's awkward and shit like that. You know, you want to be able to know those people. You know, especially if they're people. I mean, unless they're scum or something, I don't know. But
I feel that,
then, you know, then don't waste your time. But if they're people that are, you know, a decent human being, like, hey, you know, reach out to them. Maybe you change their life. You never know. Like,
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. My mom and dad aren't together no more, so those families are kind of just like split forever, for real.
Yeah, that's literally how it happens.
Yeah. So
cousins you'll never see again like that.
Yeah. So on my mom's side, it's probably like a good 6, like outside of my immediate family, like in my household with my brothers and my mom and stuff. It's probably like 5 or 6 people. And then on my dad's side, it's like literally my dad, my grandma, my aunt. I don't even see my cousins like that no more. So it's like,
are they in New Jersey?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
New Jersey. And it's like like I remember being a young boy and we had like felt like so many people, and now it's like it's not really there.
It's really,
and as a young boy, you don't really
like
know
that.
them.
Mm-hmm.
So like trying to be an adult now with all these people who have always been adults and they've always had their problems and stuff, but you never knew because you was a kid type shit. So now trying to come into, I don't know, it's kind of like weird. It's kind of awkward. It's like I don't know really how to talk to these people for real, because like I've always been a kid.
That makes sense.
Them.
Yeah.
So now coming back
and then you're an adult.
Now I'm an adult. It's kind of weird.
That is a weird little stepping stone in life to like become of age, and now like you're slightly more like adulting with the adults that raised you, because like sometimes you can kind of like the superhero aspect you used to like have on some people, it goes away because like when you're like in the realm that they're in kind of, and you see what goes on, you're almost like, oh, everybody has their own bullshit in a way. Like I feel that
sometimes I gotta catch myself because like it's like, yo, I'm not like a young boy anymore, but like, you know, like when you're around your uncles or whatever, you know what I'm saying, you still feel like you was the 15-year-old young boy, you know what I'm saying, with your uncles and shit. So it's weird.
Nah, definitely facts. I mean, when I was like 15, I was body slamming my uncles. But nah, definitely. I mean, you know, with hardships and everything, you know, family does, you know, sometimes either get closer or they do fall apart sometimes. But you know, it's definitely like for example, like with my sister or something, like, you know, maybe she's struggling or something, like I try to reach out to her every day or like every other day and just be like, you know, there for her, because like, you know, her life's pretty hard sometimes.
Yeah, bro, I feel like all women need like a good male support that is family, because I feel like it teaches them actual unconditional love. So it's like it's good to hear that you have that. It's like I feel like that's a lot of issues with like a lot of modern women. They didn't have like a man that was never going to give up on them, which naturally is what family is. So it's like they didn't understand the dynamics of like this is enjoyable, but it still takes some type of maintenance. Like, you have to be a certain person and do certain things to like receive this as well. And I feel like that's the disconnect to like translate what we're saying, like into like how some girls are like, they want that unconditional love, but it's like they don't carry themselves in a way that's like, are you worthy of that? You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like,
for sure.
Yeah. So it's like, that just connects everything really. Like, family is important.
It is.
And also, like, you never really know what's going to happen on any given day or when the last conversation is going to ever be with anyone. So, like, definitely say the things on your mind. You know, enjoy the time with them. Not to always be on some, like, wow, this is the last time I'm see the homies. To, like, always be, nah, don't be like that. But just, like, soak in the moment. Critically listen. Like, definitely. I don't know. Just be really in the moment if you can. Like, let's end the podcast on that being the note. Like, until, like, the next time we meet up and talk with y'all, like, try to, like, just soak things more in. Like, I don't know, every day when you're going to work, just look around in the environment and just see if you notice something different on the same ride that you've been doing for the past 6 months. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just try to be more in the moment. Because, like, when life does happen and things change and people are no longer here, life kind of keeps going on. And, like, those thoughts of, like, I should have or I wish I did, like, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, it'll eat at you.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah. You guys want to say anything before we end it out?
Thank you to all the people who've been tuning in.
You For real, man.
It's been between the last podcast, this is probably the longest time between podcasts.
Yeah, it's normally been like a week apart. It's officially been, I've been tracking it. It's been 10 days since the last, I think, podcast has been put up.
Yeah.
It's about to be almost the 2-week mark, so we're going to definitely try to push this one out for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. So appreciate all the people watching on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. That just came up. Many people know.
Yeah,
but that
for
just
real.
Came up.
We're going to actually have to push that a little more so people know. Because, like, when I told some people we were on Spotify, they're like, oh, word? So, like, yeah, I think people actually like listening. So I'm unsure if we're going to actually get to the video. But I feel like maybe we will. But as for right now, I know people are enjoying the listening. And, yeah.
Yeah, you got anything to say, Wayne?
I'll just close it out with like and subscribe.
Yes, sir. It's your boys. Good night. Good evening. Good morning.